Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Eunice and this is
Miss Loretta.
That's right. And you all have been requesting. It's like, when are y'all coming back online again? And so here we are.
Yes.
And look at us, we're wearing our yellow, you all. Let's see your yellow, Miss Loretta.
It was her idea. But I like it.
You know, we're wearing this because we're going gold, baby. Woo! We are so close to having 1 million subscribers. And so
thank you
just think, this would not have happened without
the both of us.
The brainiac over there, the visionary, the Mrs. Loretta. And so you all, we need you to subscribe. If you haven't done so, go to our YouTube channel. The link will be in the description. We want you to subscribe. Yes, we have a silver play button, but I will be, because it has to come to one person, I will be the first Black nurse educator who has a gold play button, 1 million subscribers. And so you're going to help us do that, okay? And then we go take photos with it. Hey, how do we say it? Clock that? What do we do?
Clock it. That's what my baby said. Clock it.
And so Mrs. Loretta came up with a wonderful point. One of the viewers commented that instead of going to CNA school,
right, people
should just go to nursing school. And Miss Loretta was like, we need to talk about that. So Miss Loretta, I'm gonna let you lead that.
Okay, I want to answer that. If you can go straight to nursing school, that's wonderful. You did all the right things and you're out of high school, you're still home with your parents, or you don't have any kids. If you can do it like that, by all means, go for your goal. But the people that I was talking to are the ones like me. I didn't do it all right the first time. I was a hard-headed teenager. And I had kids. And I had to move the line and wiggle to get where I need to be. So what I'm saying to you is you can still do it. It doesn't matter. Like I said before, everybody got a road to take. Okay? And if your road is clean and your gravel is all smooth, by all means do it.
Just go straight to nursing school.
Go straight to nursing school.
But that's not everybody's story. And so at 17, I graduated from high school. And so I applied to the local community college. And I finished up my prerequisites. And then I got accepted at 19 in the RN program at a community college. But I also got accepted into a program at FAU, Florida Atlantic University. And that was for my bachelor's. So, but my bills were minimum. Right. My rent was like $135 a month because I was living in subsidized apartments. Yep, I had my 1-bedroom over there in Eureka Garden. Yes, I did. Fully furnished. And so, my story was different. Now, fast forward, if you're 18 and you get a job, even if you get a job making $20 an hour, you still can't live on your own.
You can't, not in this society.
And then how are you going to have enough money to save up for school, those books cost, and then all the distractions? I ain't have TikTok. I literally had to go home and study, because I knew what I wanted to do. So I agree with Miss Loretta. You can't all just go straight to nursing school, RN, LPN, if you don't have the family support or the finances. Plus, we need to get some of that old stuff off of you. When I say that old stuff, in our 2 or our 4-day classes that we have at Florida Training Academy, we got to teach you all how to work as a team. Some of you all don't communicate well. You don't want to listen. And so imagine you not working as a CNA, not understanding the basics, and you get out and you go straight into LPN or RN school.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard for you. So I agree with Miss Loretta. It is CNA. My path for you is CNA to LPN, from LPN to RN.
And it's a cheaper too if you do it that way.
That's right. And guess how much you make if you come out with a bachelor's degree in nursing? So there's different levels. You have your CNAs, your LPNs, your RNs at various levels. You can have a 2-year degree as an RN, a 4-year degree, a master's degree, or a doctorate. And so they'll say ASN, that's a 2-year degree, BSN, 4-year, MSN would be your 6-year. That's when you're nurse practitioners. That's where they usually are. Or either they're going to have their doctorate in nursing. With all that being said, you get paid $1 more per hour. So you're doing all that schooling, and yes, I have my master's, but I got my master's decades later. I just didn't, just wasn't going back to school, because if the degrees didn't make sense, I wouldn't go do it. And when I say make sense, they got to make sense on paper. It got to make sense financially. It has to make sense with all the student loans.
Yeah. That's a big debt. That's a big debt. And it's always an easier way to do it. But start with your CNA first. Get your foot wet, know what you're doing. And there are a lot of hospitals that will help you get to the next level.
Certainly will. Brooks has locally, Brooks Rehab Hospital in Jacksonville. Once you've been a CNA with them for a year, they have an in-house CNA to LPN program. And then Miss Loretta, you gave me that news about FSCJ's accelerated.
Yes.
Go ahead and talk about that.
If you've been a CNA for 6 months, proven 6 months, say you work at one of the hospitals, nursing home, whatever, for 6 months, then you can get into FSCJ LPN program, and it's only 6 months. Why is it only 6 months? Because the first 3 months is the CNA program within the LPN program. You know, you have to do the CNA and stuff like that. However, you already a CNA, so you get to skip all that, and there's your LPN for 6 months. Now.
And I was able to speak to one of the directors, and she did say, like, that first term you don't have to go. So whether it's 6 months or 9 months, the tuition for LPN program at the community college is only $4,000.
What?
Okay, it could have been $4,500. It was less than $5,000. No offense, because I know my sisters, I know my ladies. Your purse, your shoes, and your hair cost more than $5,000.
Yes.
So here it is. You can go do something and get a return on your investment. You can go get a degree, a career. If people say that they're not hiring LPNs, the devil is a liar.
They're all up in the hospitals now.
Yes.
They're everywhere now.
They are hiring LPNs.
Yes, they are hiring LPNs. People are sick, and medical staff is very, very much needed. They're everywhere. And I have a lot of LPN friends and a lot of young people who have left here and say, Miss Loretta, I'm going to LPN school. And then they finish and they're starting pay. Some of them say 25, some of them take 27. You know what you can do with that kind of money?
And then once you get some experience, because like usually nurses and CNAs, we just don't work one job. So once you get some experience, your first job, that's your bread and your butter. That's what pays your main bills. And then you go do that agency work. You go slide through on the weekends. Go and drive to St. Augustine.
That's
go and bust and get your money. So there are so many opportunities for you. And what if you don't want to do nursing? You don't have to. You got speech therapy. You got physical therapy, occupational therapy, respiratory therapy.
All kinds of ultrasound tech, cardiology technician,
sonography. So once you get in with your CNA license, those hospitals, they want to keep you. And what better way to keep you than to train you up? The same thing we teach you to do right here at Florida Training Academy. So no, we don't offer all those classes, and I love you all. Y'all don't think that Nurse Eunice and Miss Loretta can do everything.
We can't do it. But we can guide you.
We can guide you. So I know that a lot of y'all look at us as like your aunties and your moms, and we're okay with that. I think that God purposed us to help you get to the next level, and so that's what we want to do. And
that's right.
Was there any other questions that people ask?
Other than that was the main one I was concerned about. They didn't ask too many questions. They didn't ask a question. They just made a statement, and their statement is absolutely correct. If you can do it that way.
If you got financial and family support. And if not, look, you can be as smart as a whip. But baby, my mom was sending me, that's back when they had the food stamp, the coupons. My mom was mailing me her food stamp. And then the lady didn't want to take it because I had a loose food stamp and it wasn't in the coupon book. So here it is. I'm all the way in Boca hungry. I know I don't look that way. But I was all the way in Boca hungry because even though I had the love, I had the family support. My family didn't have the finances for me to be at that university. And that first semester is going to be hell. Let me tell you why it's hell. Because school is going to start before you get your financial aid check. And in the nursing program, you ain't got time to be falling behind. So I need for you to try to save up enough money so you can get all your books and everything. And then, the university is nice, but a local community college, we're talking $4,000 for you to get your degree. And then it's a trusted community resource. So once you get your certification, so LPN is a certification, it's not a degree. Once you get your LPN certification at the local the local college, community college, the hospitals know, love, and trust them. You got to weigh in. So let's talk about that IV therapy course, because baby, Y'all stop calling me. If you're not a nurse, no, you can't take my IV therapy course, period. And I love you. Y'all ain't doing nothing illegal. Look, Florida has a lot of fraudulent nurses, okay? So y'all not doing anything illegal and saying that you learned that from me, because no, I actually check the boards. I check the registries to see if you're a nurse somewhere. But with that being said, did you know that most nurses are not taught IV therapy in their programs, especially LPNs? So they have to go somewhere else to get the IV therapy training.
That's why your class be so full.
That's why they be so full. Hey, and I'm sorry.
That's crazy. I want to put something else out there.
Go ahead.
You know that the government is changing a lot of stuff. And a lot of you guys are going to get a notice on your door telling you got so much time. Okay? You're smart. Be smart enough to make sure, act early.
Yeah.
Get your career started, whether it's with us or wherever it is.
That's right.
Get your career started. Don't get left behind.
And so a lot of y'all are going to be calling again asking for free courses. Look, sometimes you just got to, they have Klarna, they got PayPal payment programs. You all don't need a payment program when you're buying TVs, you're buying clothes, etc. So $500 can change your life. I need for you to figure out how you're going to come up with the money, because a lot of these programs are not prioritizing you if you're older than 25. Because you done had all these years to figure out what you want to do. So even though I'm advocating for you, they're like, oh no, these dollars are set for those who are 18 to 21. So here it is. Yes. You're getting older and older. You're in your 30s. Housing's going to be changing. You have to fix your credit. You got to prioritize. You got to make better dating decisions, because if that man ain't helping you, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But you got to make some really important decisions, because now you got to figure out how you're going to pay full rent, take care of kids, daycare expenses, etc., and food costs, because they've been cutting the SNAP benefits also. And so I need for you to take this seriously. It's going to be hard for people who are not preparing and who are not looking at, mentors like me and Miss Loretta and seeking advice. Ask the questions. What do you want to do? Maybe we can help you strategize and get there.
That's right. So I'd like to see you, and I'd like to see you do what you need to do. So if you need any help at all, we're always here.
We're here.
We're always here.
Except for if you're trying to, take an IV therapy course for some malicious reason and you're not a nurse. I'm not teaching you IV therapy. I ain't teaching you trach suction. I ain't teaching you any of that, because there's a lot of fraudulent nurses here in the state of Florida, and I'm not going down with you. I will report you.
Let's talk about one more thing before we leave. The last video said free, and it is. However, it said, what was the age?
18 to 24. And they're out of funding.
And that's because it was a grant. And it's not our goal. It was what the grant wanted. 18 to 24 and some other stipulations in order to have the grant. But we had to follow their guidelines. Mm-hmm. So it was from 18 to 24 and unison at that part. So that's for their guidelines. So it was free. But you guys got to learn to read the top and the bottom.
But they just get excited. They see free, and I understand. But remember, even once they do have funding, if you're 30, they're not prioritizing you. I'm sorry. You're 25, they're not prioritizing you. I need you to prioritize you. I need you to save $500. You can do it. Those kids don't need Christmas gifts this year, not to that extent, because me and my son, I don't buy him a whole bunch of Christmas gifts. We go out and we go do something. Hey, this week we go volunteer, and maybe I'll take you to a theme park. That's it. He's not getting thousands of dollars worth of gifts, because I know at the end of the day that I'm all that he has, and I don't have anyone I can go and borrow money from. So if I mess up, if I mismanage the money, that means that my child suffers. And so if you don't want your children suffering, if you don't want them homeless in the next year or two, whenever the housing benefits stop, the food benefits stop, we need you to prepare now.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That's a whole year. You could finish the LPN program.
That's right. And they'll understand. Mm-hmm. You'll be surprised. Those babies will sit down and say, Mommy, how are you doing in school? My mommy's going to make this kind of money when we finish school. Mommy said we're going to do. They don't mind.
They don't mind.
They love you. They don't
time
mind.
with them whenever you can.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about that also. Nursing school is hard. It's extremely hard. You got to start studying. You got to start reading. It's hard, y'all. So if you're thinking that, oh, I'm just going to be a nurse and nurses don't have to be that smart, check the program that you enter. Check their NCLEX. That's the nursing examination. There's a nursing exam at the end of the LPN program and the end of the RN program. Check their NCLEX passing scores, because a few of these private colleges here in Jacksonville, Florida, period, they go charge you $40,000. They ain't gonna have you take all those entrance exams, but the problem is a lot of their students aren't passing, and so you're wasting time. I'd be so mad if I finished the whole program and at the end I couldn't pass the test.
Pass the state exam.
Boy, our students come in for 2 days and they be passing the exam. So why am I gonna spend a whole year with you?
That's a lot of money to spend.
Oh, but let's also talk about it. One of the reasons why they are not passing nursing school is because a lot of CNA skills, a lot of hands-on skills are now taught online. So guess who ends up contacting us? Asking for refresher training.
Right. Everybody don't learn just with online. That's why they come to class. And this is a hands-on program where you get to touch, you get to turn, you get to know the skill. But it's okay. If you can do it online, we got them for you too. But if you can't do it online, come on in. Because I could never just learn something just from looking at it online. I'm a sort of I got to touch it. I got to see it be done. I got to see it done. And it's a lot of people like that. But when you go to nursing school, half of your stuff online. And
if you don't study, if you don't know how to study, if you don't know what questions to ask your professor, you just go fall behind. And something I want to say, especially, I got to be careful what I say because Lord, I'm on camera. I got to be careful. My brown babies, stop clustering together in these nursing programs. You need a diverse team. I'm gonna keep touching her because she keeps tapping her feet. You need a diverse team. And so your classmates, if everybody in your cohort, in your study group, if they all look like you, that means they probably all think like you. And so I need for you to go higher. If you're the smartest one, if everybody comes to you when it's time to take a test because they know you're the smartest one in your group, I need for you to advance and find you a new group, because it's gonna be too hard for you to elevate when you're trying to tote 6 people with you. You're a nursing student. You're not a professor, you're not a tutor. So again, even though I love the community, I love the culture, baby, when you're in nursing school, just like your patients are diverse, I need your cohort, your nursing buddies to be, your nursing student buddies to be diverse also, okay? And don't be afraid to ask your professors for help. A lot of times we're embarrassed because we were smart enough to get in nursing school, but then we realize how hard it is. They're going to kick you out of nursing school if you fail those clinicals, if you fail those checkoffs. So when they open up that lab, I need to see you in that lab. I need to see you practicing. I don't care if you had to learn everything online initially. When they open up that door, you need to be in there practicing, because it makes no sense for you to be kicked out just because you're too prideful to go study and go practice a skill.
That's right. And you got to learn how to study. When you come to class here, that's one of the things I have to teach. How to study, how to figure out what's the right answer. What are the things you need to do to figure out what's the right answer on your own? Because when you get into nursing school, you're going to have to know how to study. A lot of people study, but the key is knowing how to study.
Yeah, you have to figure out what's most important. And so Ms. Loretta was talking about, so just not in like nursing school, knowing what's important, learning critical thinking. As a CNA, okay, you don't have to know too much critical thinking, because if something goes wrong, you're going to call that nurse. But right now we have young nurses training young nurses. And so seasoned CNAs like Ms. Loretta,
Girl, they make me do everything.
Yeah. And so you be careful with that. But I do want to let you know that there's levels to this. And so you want to be seeking knowledge. And if for some reason you're asking your nurse a question, I have no problem with teaching you. If you're asking a nurse a question about why and that nurse can't answer it, maybe she can't answer it because she don't know. Yeah, so, all right, so you all, that is it. Yes, you can go from CNA to LPN to RN, and hold up. Because we're almost at 1 million subscribers, you all. Look at this.
I'm so excited.
We're we're gonna do it, and we're
But
gonna
we
do
thank
it.
you.
Yeah, we thank you. It's from viewers like you.
Thank
You know, just going on and just shooting
Yeah.
videos and helping you all pass your examinations. And so, if you haven't liked, if you haven't shared, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. And as a reminder, right now there is a wait list for the free CNA classes, but our CNA classes are only $250, and then the state examination and the background screening, when you round it up, it ends up being another $250. You can use Klarna, you can use Afterpay. There is no reason for you to be unemployed, and even though it may not be the job that you want long term, again, I've not seen a broke CNA and I've not seen a broke nurse, so at least you have something. Oh, we like some preachers. We keep saying we go in. Why these people don't want to just take any job to feed their kids? I don't understand this. Y'all want to like your jobs. Miss Loretta, how many jobs have you worked that you didn't like?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I better get in there, sit down, shut up, do that job, clock in, clock out, and feed your kids. You ain't got to like every job that you work.
That's right, because you're going to elevate anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to elevate. So get in and learn what you need to learn and say, you know what? God put you there for a reason.
Yeah.
And eventually that reason is going to
manifest. You're going to figure it out.
And it'll be time to move on.
Yeah, and then it doesn't matter when you're running from the mean coworkers. When you get to the next hospital, it's going to be somebody there who looks different, who has that same spirit. So if you don't like the place you work because the people are mean, well, people are just mean now. It is what it is. Don't let someone run you away from your place of blessing.
That's right.
Go repeat that. Don't allow someone to run you away from your place of blessing. If God hasn't told you to leave, I need you to stay put. You don't have to like the place where you work. You don't have to like it.
You don't.
But it's paying the bills, you all. And you're going to be praying for better. You're going to be praying for greater. But how are you handling the place where you are in the meantime? Are you handling it? Is it coming from a place of graciousness where you just thank God that you have a job? Or are you going in every day with an attitude, mad because you had to wake up? And it's a privilege when people interact with you because you're the queen or you're the king.
Yeah.
No, we're not putting up with those attitudes. Those days are gone. So I think that'll be my closing point. Let's give me the clipboard, the whiteboard, and the chalk. All right. Miss Loretta has the word of the day. And I hope you all can read this because it was a long word.
Perseverance.
That is right, baby. What do you want to tell them about?
Push through.
Yeah.
Push through.
This life is hard. All right. So we sit up here in front of you and we look like we got it easy. This life is hard. Lawsuits, relationships, family issues. And yet we still show up every day. We give you all our best because we just don't work for ourselves. We work unto the Lord. And what I mean by that is that I want to, at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I didn't say anything to you intentionally to offend you. But at the same time, I'm human and I'm trying to persevere too. We all have these life issues. And so we know that we have the life issues, but how are you handling them? We need you to persevere. And then something else you were talking about earlier was they need to do what?
Push through
and focus.
And focus. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, people don't listen. When you're focusing, you can't party. You can't hang out all the time. Ooh. I gotta be real because I didn't focus in the beginning. That's why I came back and I had to get it straight. But sometimes when God moves people, let them stay moved.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Anybody who left, you don't need.
You know you haven't did anything to that person. When God moves people, let them stay moved. He might be moving them just for you to be able to push through. Push through, ladies and gentlemen.
And then sometimes you're not going to be blessed. Your blessing's going to be held up because God doesn't want you taking that person with you. Oh, that right there.
That's right.
So you're stagnant and you're like, why isn't things working right? Why ain't I prospering? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do.
As soon as it's let loose.
As soon as you let that person go.
Well,
hey. All right, well, y'all know we can keep doing this forever. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am Eunice, and this is
Miss Loretta.
Yep, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody. Bye.